away and focus it. Twist this, zoom in, zoom out, and then you focus it with the rim closest to me. Further, there you go.
Hey Paley, what are we doing?
We're in Virginia. Look, that's Virginia. And we just ate, and we're stuck in traffic. So you know what that means? It's time to answer questions. You have to ask me questions now.
Okay, I'll start. First question from the TGN Squadron Twitter.
Oh God.
What is your favorite flavor of cheese and why is it Colby Jack?
It's Colby Jack because if it wasn't, I'd be disowned by Squadron, and I also like spice.
The next question's from Michelle, Mel Leonard 15. Hi Michelle.
Hi Michelle.
Hi Michelle.
Hi Michelle.
I remember you, Michelle. Okay, anyways, do you still play Overwatch? And if yes, any plans to upload some content of it? Hope you're doing well, Paley.
I've played twice in the last month. I went into a game, played Tracer, got play of the match, obviously. Is that what it's called? Play the match?
Play of the game?
Play the game. Then closed the game. Then did it again with Genji. You were there for that one. Safe there, got play the match, and then I was done. But I like Overwatch, I just don't play it often. It's weird.
The next question's from Callie, Callisto. When are we going to Universal, lol?
Feels bad, man.
The next question's from Diego. Oh wait. Okay, his first question is, how are Babby formed?
When two people love each other very much, a stork crafts it into clay, crafts a baby into its form with clay, and then Zeus strikes it down with lightning, and then puts it in the mom.
And then Diego said, also, and more pertinently, why haven't you made a Majora's Mask playthrough he wants?
That's actually a good question, because I've said it a few times, that's one of my favorite games from my childhood. I love that game. It's all about doing the most good you can in the limited time that you have left on Earth before everything implodes, which is the exact opposite of what people do now. Shit hits the fan, we start rioting. Like, it goes the complete 180. But I have such fond memories of that game that I don't want to ruin it. So I'm afraid to play it again. Like, what if it doesn't hold up? Then my childhood's ruined too. Like, I don't know.
And Meg wants to know, what excites you the most about moving to Ohio other than living with me, of course?
Cedar Point.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And there's a lot of booze. I like that too. How are these being populated? By people that you follow?
No, I just looked at your Twitter post.
And it's just going down?
Yeah, I'm just going down.
I wonder if it's showing them to you.
I think it's showing the people I follow first. Yeah.
That'll do it.
I was recording this whole time. Next question's from Selena Flannery. And she says, my fiance lives in the States and I'm Canadian. We can only visit every 4 to 6 months. How do you cope not seeing Holly often?
Skype.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we play games all the time.
And we saw each other pretty often.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was probably flying out every 3 weeks, so. That's the joys of having a job I can do from anywhere. More or less.
Tantalus Gaming wants to know, what kind of video do you like to do most? Edited or live streaming?
It's a loud semi-truck.
Sure is.
There was a video series that I did on the TGN channel a while ago. They were hero guides for specific characters. I think I did one for Diablo, and I think I did one for Kerrigan. And the idea was that you could just look at that video and learn about all of her talents right away. And it was a fun editing challenge because I had to do some Photoshop skills that I didn't know how to do. I had to do a ton of editing and there were some pacing issues and stuff. But I like any kind of edit that actually challenges me. The problem is I don't do those very often anymore because my job responsibilities changed. So, I mean,
tunnel 2 miles ahead.
I'm gonna have to hold my breath through the whole fucking tunnel?
You're gonna die.
Shit.
This is gonna be your last living recording.
The Tauren Paladin Let's Play that I was doing, I loved editing that. It's just the issue was it took too much time. There's the balance. I don't know. It's weird. I'm weird.
Mr. Alfman wants to know, How are you today, dear Walter? Are you happy, enjoying the road trip?
I got a headache. We've been stuck in traffic most of today, and our estimated arrival time is now 2 hours later than when we set off. So, pretty shit day.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
The once and future Jake wants to know, if you were stranded and had no food, who would you eat first, Kaiberries or Moonfaras?
Oh, Moon. Oh, shit. Oh, that's a hard question. I was gonna say Moon because he has more meat. But if I ate Kai, then Moon could... No, it's gonna be Moon.
Yeah, that's what Kai said. She said he's bigger and so more meaty.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe Moon could help me, like, lift things. Like, prepare a shelter. But by doing that, he would burn more calories than Kai would. Thus, we would need food again sooner.
The next question is from Kazaki, who wants to know, can you make a cooking with Paley Time video, XD?
Oh, we thought about that.
We can totally do that. I have a kitchen now that we can actually film in.
Yeah, our kitchen is, we can get all in one frame.
Yeah, and I have a better oven now too. That helps.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Riley Shaver asks, if you weren't doing YouTube, what job/profession do you think you would be in?
Something to do with either computer repair or with like networking, like building networks and maintaining them, something like that. I always think it's really gratifying to problem solve, so probably something like that. Did we ever test the audio on these?
Evan Rhonda.
Hold on, look at those porta potties. You gotta go. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
No, it's okay. Oh, it's so pretty. Evan Rhonda wants to know, or he asks, I feel like you have two different gaming personalities, the serious one and the goofy one. When is your preferred time to do each?
Depends on the environment, right? Like, despite what some people think, Heroes of the Storm is a game you're meant to have fun in, right? Did I just blow your mind? You're meant to have fun playing a game? So like when we do like certain streams, like the Heroes Unite ones, it's just meant to have fun. So I could dick around and it's more about entertainment, but when we're doing like Player Unknown, that's all about intense it's all about intense focus and making sure that you come out superior.
There's so many.
Yeah, like, so to answer your question, just kind of depends. I don't really have a preference, you know? We're all well-rounded people. You're not even filming anything now. You're looking at the sky. What are you doing?
Sam asks, will you be doing any viewer meetups, preferably revolving around tacos or burritos?
We do one every year at BlizzCon. We have a squadron party that we invite everyone to.
Seth asks, you're stuck on an island with any two squadron members, past and present. Who do you pick?
You can't get mad.
There's gonna be two women. That's okay. I won't be mad.
So this is like end of the world. That's how I'm thinking about this. Okay. So end of the world. 2 squadron members.
That wasn't the question.
I know, but I'm taking it to the extreme. I'm stuck on an island.
Okay.
So as far as I know, we're the last 3 humans alive, right? So I'm bringing Kai so we can reproduce. She's also real tiny and she doesn't eat much food.
True.
Then I would bring Hengist because he's a fucking vegan. What's he gonna eat? A branch? Like, who cares?
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he can have that. Also, he's real small and doesn't need much food. So I get to eat a lot. We get to repopulate the world. And
you mean the island?
The island. And then Hengist can just eat leaves. And knowing Hengist, he would probably build a shack or something just for fun, so.
I can see that.
Yeah. We've moved like 200 feet since we started this, by the way. Look ahead now. Now we're just, this was the mountain we saw at the start, now we're at the mountain.
Finally.
Oh yeah, it's a real big advancement for us.
I don't think I'm going to do this question justice from Ian Smith. Yeah, or yeah. I can't do it as well as you do it.
So the question was, yeah, Or, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, which one do you like?
What's the middle one? Do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about that one.
Alright, the middle one then.
Bruno Villar asks, what name would you give to your children's from Blizzard characters?
What? Oh, if I was gonna name my kids after a Blizzard character?
Yeah.
Ooh. Jaina is a pretty name, actually.
That's probably the easiest one.
Yeah, that one's really easy.
Yeah.
I also like Varian, actually. That's fun to say. That's unique too, Varian.
Yeah, you could do that.
But no, we would just name him Deathwing. Deathwing and Misha.
Drew Sleazer wants to know, what is your most useless talent? This is very important.
Most useless talent. Oh, that's irritating. Oh God. I want to show you, but we kind of, here, zoom, look at my hand. Can you see it clearly? Is it too dark? What if I do it up here?
No, that's good, yeah.
I can, I'm double jointed in my hands. And then I can take the skin and turn it that way, and then it just stays there. That's probably my most useless talent.
Alex Hoder123 asks, what gave you the inspiration to do YouTube videos? Also, how did you come across TGN Squadron?
The original video I made, very first one, was for the game Fear. It was like a horror-based shooter that ended up having really fun multiplayer. And I joined a clan with a bunch of guys from over in the UK. And we were pretty good. So I made a montage to show off how good we were when I was like 15. And that was fun, and I like sharing it, and it was the creative process of like syncing everything up to music and stuff was really enjoyable. So that kind of planted the seed. And then when I found out that YouTube partnership was actually a thing and you could make some money that way, I looked into ways on how to do that as a gaming channel, because it was hard back then, because you were basically making money off of someone else's copyrighted content. Like the whole like free use law was a lot harder to prove back then. So I made a new channel, which is the one we're on now, the EMF Paley Time channel, and ended up applying, and I actually won a competition. Like, I saw that TGN was accepting people. Machinima declined me. Fucking Machinima declined me, so I was like, well, what are my other options? And it was like Polaris, and I wasn't big enough to join that. So I actually got in TGN because I won a competition, and that's how all that started.
A brief history of Paley Time.
Yeah.
Addie asks, what's the hardest part of your day-to-day work? What are you proudest of?
I mean, the most difficult part of day-to-day stuff is just getting footage that I think is worth showing other people. Because, I mean, it's not, some days, the perfect day, you load up Heroes of the Storm, you have a great game, and everything goes great. Win or lose, you know, I made my point, it was a competitive game, and no one was bitching at each other. And then on the bad days are the ones like when I was talking about my Stitches video not long ago, where I played from like 9 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon and only got 4 games that were worth showing. And then it totally killed my voice, because my voice sucks, has no stamina at all. And I don't know, it's just that some days the stars align and some days they don't. So you never know when you're gonna have an easy day or like a hard day. Like Holly, for instance, knows that Fridays are pretty chill at work, and she can look forward to that. I don't get that.
We're losing the race to the porta potty.
Shit.
Literally.
What was the second part? What am I most proud of?
Yeah, what are you proudest of?
The fact that like my community that we have here, the Paley Bros, aren't a bunch of dicks all the time.
Just some of the time.
Just some of the time.
Lucas Vidal wants to know, how is your monster addiction going? Do you still have it under control? And love from Uruguay. And we have a second can for this trip. But I feel like that's a good reason to drink Monster.
Yeah, usually it's fine. The last week I've been hitting them hard because we crammed so much stuff in the last week.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're talking 18-hour days for me. But yeah, other than that, we're good. Stop showing the party.
How do you keep a positive attitude from Bahamut Gaming?
That's a choice. That's not. That's It's easy to get mad. It's easy to blow up on someone. It takes a much better person to sit there and be patient. So I try to be the better person.
New Dunk City, Dr. Damon asks, who is your favorite Minion?
They have the yellow one?
Yeah, that's what my thought was too. I saw that. I was like, does he mean the yellow ones?
Oh no, we're up to the tunnel!
Oh god.
Oh, that's actually really intimidating.
It's gonna happen. Link says, Sir Lord Motherfucking Paley Time Esquire, the third Jumpmaster Extraordinaire, lover of cute things, I am Groot.
Slayer of Demons.
You missed Slayer of Demons.
Slayer of Demons,
that's
lover
what his
of
question
cute
was.
things.
What did he miss?
Yeah, I slay demons. Dark Souls, man.
Frodo the Dodo asks, obviously you like chicks and top hats, so what is your opinion on Dodos, with or without hats?
Dodos are cute.
Yeah.
I would say my two favorite birds are chicks and ducks. And then everything else, you know, somewhere in the middle there. Look at this tunnel. It's the Big Walker Mountain Tunnel.
It's gonna get really dark.
Yeah, we'll turn the light on. That's an orange truck. Look at that. How exciting.
Big Walker Mountain Tunnel. Oh, here we go. Hold your breath. You can do it. Just kidding, you're gonna die. You don't have to do it. Holding on. Are you still? Are you gonna die?
What sucks is I think we're almost at the end.
No, you did well.
Crap, I'm gonna die. Also, I held up traffic because I was holding my breath like a dipshit.
Tennyson Easted wants to know, what exciting things are you eating on your road trip? Garbage.
Yeah, garbage. We had combos. We had Take 5 candy bars. I had some Monster. And I just finished eating breakfast food at 3 in the afternoon at Cracker Barrel.
Really salty ham.
Really salty ham. You know, if we were going full speed, I could have made it.
Yeah, I think you did.
I could have made it the whole way through the tunnel.
We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's really pretty.
Why was there traffic before the tunnel and now none?
People are afraid of tunnels.
Fucking people.
Oh, it's pretty.
I don't know if that's in focus or not, because I'm not the one operating the camera. Blame all of your complaints today on Holly. But that was really... Watch for falling rocks! What? I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
GRGA Horvatin wants to know, how long have you and Holly known each other before you got into a relationship?
9 years.
If not longer.
8 years, 10 years. Between 8 and 10 years.
I would say it's 10 years because I was 17.
Before we got into a relationship.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, like, yeah, okay.
So 9 years.
Yeah, 9 years. Okay. YZQJ wants to know, are you going to keep the short hair? He thinks it really suits you. Or she, I can't tell.
No.
No.
I mean, yeah, as long as it stays short. And then when it's not short anymore, then, yeah.
That didn't answer the question at all.
No, I'm growing it out again, and then when it's time to donate it, we'll cut it off, and then I'll have short hair again for a little while.
The cycle will continue.
Yeah.
And Tane Gaming wants to know, what is one opportunity you wish you had never passed up, if you have any? And thank you for your ongoing videos.
I still debate whether or not I should have tried to be a caster. What do you think about that? For like HGC, or for Heroes in general?
I think you're more suited to video production.
See, that's what I thought too, but I did have the opportunity to submit like my demo reel, my casting reel, and I was just like, no, I don't think I want to do that. But the what if still hits me, because I could be working with Tim all the time.
That's true.
And that would be great.
Wild as Fell asks, when will the next season of HOTS A to Z begin?
Probably early September.
Oh my god, it's JP says, I love your playthrough of DS on NG+7 with Ruri.
Oh god.
I'm like butchering this. Do you know
what that means?
No.
So New Game +7 means that you beat the game one time, you go to the next difficulty scaling 7 times up to the maximum difficulty of Dark Souls. Anyway, continue.
He wants to know, do you think you will do another one in any of the 3 Dark Souls?
No. Absolutely not. Just the prep time for that series took us weeks. Because you have to beat the game 7 times before you can even start playing, you know, start recording. Look at that hill. Look at
That's a truck escape ramp.
That's intimidating.
I don't know why you would need that, but I hope
just
you would
in case
never
you couldn't make the corner, you go up there?
I guess so.
Oh, what the fuck?
One classy squirrel asks, do Florida locals hate tourists because there's so many of them?
Yep. No, they don't hate tourists themselves. I should specify. They hate tourist drivers. There's a weird phenomena that happens. The closer you get to Disney, the more idiotic drivers get. It's like a gravitational pull of just morons into a central point.
Harry Wade wants to know, what car do you have / want?
Car do I have? I have a Nissan Altima. What car do I want? 2014 Corvette Z06. Or a Tesla. I can't decide. One of those two. Tesla's like save the world, and the other one I get to wrap around a tree. So, yeah.
Ying Han wants to know, didn't you ever find yourself lose interest in HOTS? If you did, what did you do to find interest in it again?
I try to limit the amount of time I play that game each day. Usually. Like, there's even times where you get home from work and you're like, hey, can we play HOTS? And I'm like, nope. Not today.
It's true.
Not today, because it was too trying earlier and I don't want to deal with that shit right now. So, yeah, you just take it in moderation. Even good things in moderation.
Shout out to Ratifa, Mukau, Waffles, and Brian, who play with me when Paley won't play with me.
They're the real heroes.
They're the real heroes of the storm. Rising wants to know, who do you like playing HOTS with the most?
Holly.
You can be honest.
Tim.
I don't blame you.
I don't know, Tim and Moon. I always, but specifically, I mean, those two. It's fun. They're both a lot better at the game than me, and they can do fun stuff that, like, we can make weird combos work just because they're better than most of the people that play, which is fun. I enjoy that.
Alex Main asks, what do you do when you're recording Avadh and realize it's a bad match and you'll never publish it? Got any outtakes?
Not so much outtakes. There are some. I don't keep them. But there are, usually it's just, I go, and look over and stop. You get to see all the hope drain out of my face when shit like that happens.
Aaron Sgt Flex wants to know, how / when did your rise to fame in the HOTS community begin? Was there a big influx of viewers or gradual? And did you get help with growing?
Oh yeah, I definitely got help. TGN did a big networking push. Like huge. We were doing big giveaways, but the only way you could enter was to like watch one of my videos, watch one of TGN's videos, watch one of Hengist's videos, and like subscribe to the channel and all that stuff. My best month ever on YouTube, I got 20,000 subscribers, and it was right around the time that the game was being released. And let me tell you, I felt like I was on top of the world. It has definitely slowed down since then, but I had tons of help, and I wouldn't have been here without the community sharing stuff and without my coworkers helping me grow. But it just started in, you know, one video at a time. It was gradual, and you have to get to a certain point before you know, anything will take off. You have to invest time to make it worth it. That was my phone. I have a duck ringtone.
Nicole Goddard asks, planning on sending Moon any more lamps? Pretty sure he doesn't have enough.
I think I've sent him 9 now. I think he has 9 lamps that I sent him. So yeah, I'm definitely sending more.
Rostender Max asks, is there Paley Time merch anywhere to buy?
There used to be in the Squadron store.
I think there still is. I think there's a new one. It doesn't come in black though.
Our plan is to release new stuff soon. So maybe hold off on for a little while.
Kev, Eat My Special K, wants to know, will you ever diverge into other MOBAs in the future?
Probably not. I mean, I play them in my own time. I play a couple games of League every month, and when you have your Dota itches, I play Dota with you. But it's just personal, private time. I don't want to make any videos for it, mainly because I'm awful. Like, it's one of those things that takes all of my concentration, so. No. Also, MOBA audiences don't really cross-mingle very well.
True.
They're very all for their game and no other game.
Flameboy asks, why are you so positive?
Again, it's a choice. No one's naturally positive. When you get hit with adversity, it's easy to go, fuck, shit, I hate this, I want to give up. And I do that sometimes. Like I said, part of being a well-rounded person is having those moments where just life sucks and you accept that and just push through.
Mitch wants to know, why did you pick HOTS?
Because we played WoW. Well, I mean, we played League before. I used to make League videos. And TGN always had a giant World of Warcraft audience. So it seemed like an obvious transition, and then I ended up really liking the game.
Jacob Trang wants to know, do you want Hanzo in HOTS?
Yeah. I think they could do some cool stuff with his auto attack being a skill shot somehow. Or maybe not having an auto attack or something weird. But I think it would be cool to have him be extremely skill shot focused.
And who do you like better, Hanzo or Genji?
Oh, Hanzo, miles ahead.
The Artist Wannabe on Twitter asks, oh, we're about to go on another tunnel. Oh. The Artist Wannabe wants to know, what's the story behind your name? MF Paley Time. You know, you tell it better. Well, he had a paladin in WoW named Paley Time.
You think that's where it started?
No.
Okay.
You gotta do MF to get Paley Time.
No. So I used to be you made me lose my tunnel holding breath thing.
Oh.
Mad. I was a GM on a private server with those friends from the UK that I was talking about earlier. And a lot of people were joining the servers, and this is back before the like game master tools were really developed. Also, there's no way I could have done it on this one. This is just so much longer tunnel. So to let everyone know that I was the GM, I would just add time to the end of my name. So I had like Mage Time, Paley Time, Party Time, blah 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 blah. And then when I started playing WoW, I was the only Paley Time. Like, you would go on the armory and I was the only one. And I liked that. But then I decided it needed more attitude. So that's where the MF got brought in.
And then you also had MFPT.
Yeah.
A shaman.
But it was, the MF doesn't necessarily stand for anything. It's whatever your heart wants it to be, Holly.
It's milk toast. Wait, milk French toast, pancake toast.
Yeah.
That's what we decided like 7 years ago.
Yeah. Look at the sign! West Virginia! Wild and wonderful!
I don't think, oh, it was way too fast.
You're too fast.
Colbane wants to know, what's your favorite type of holiday?
Did I answer the last question?
Yeah, it was your name.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, and Will Sampson answered it completely correctly about you were a mod on WoW servers.
See, people pay attention.
I didn't pay attention. So Colbane wants to know, what's your favorite type of holiday?
I need a holiday where I can eat food.
Seems good.
I'm going really fast, I need to slow down.
Israel wants to know, what do you think of the Artanis quest talent that every time his trait is activated, it is permanently increased?
That's a talent.
It's a talent, alright.
It's the talent if I've ever heard one.
Jess wants to know, what's your favorite hero pair? Like, which two heroes, when you play them together, have the best, funnest synergy?
What's yours?
Mine? Morales Butcher.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Mine's Cassia Ariel.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. Stitches and Tyrande would be second place.
Oh. So Joseph Collins is moving to Florida in a few months, and he wants to know if you have any knowledge to bestow upon him.
I sure do. Did you know that Florida is the flattest state in the country? Did you know? How's this bouncing on your knee going?
Probably not well.
Did you know that Florida has the most alligators of any state in the country and the most venomous snakes of any state in the country?
Is that it?
I don't know. I have a lot more, but I mean, how long do we want this video to be?
Thomas Fielder is wondering if the Squeaky Chair will make a return.
See, that's the fun thing about the Squeaky Chair, is he can show up anywhere, in any chair, in any form, unexpectedly.
Is the Squeaky Chair my chair? Or is it your chair?
The Squeaky Chair can be any chair.
Oh, that's right.
Is what I was trying to say. But yeah, my original chair, when I was broke and I couldn't afford another one, would just squeak all the time. And like, you know how I get moving around if I get excited about something? Mm-hmm. If I did that, the chair would start squeaking. So it was like he was also commentating videos.
Oh. Popman Brad wonders if you remember the first hero you ever played in HOT.
Stitches.
Yes, he's about right.
It was, I played Stitches in our first game because he had a hook. Then I played Illidan because Hengist was like, yeah man, look at all this lifesteal. You just go in. And then I played Arthas because Hengist said, yeah man, look at all this lifesteal. You just go in. And then I played Falstad. It was actually in that order. I don't know why I still remember that.
Tom wants to know, what's scarier, the thought of Blitz never releasing Deathwing or moving in with a girl?
Well, I'm not scared of moving with you at all, so I guess by default.
Never releasing Deathwing.
Yeah.
Tale Teller wants to know why your logo is a little chick with a top hat.
Because one time, yeah, just come on over! Just get in my lane, you fuck! Because one time, we were really drunk on the internet, and
you and Mukau?
Yeah, and we were Googling things to see if they existed. And I don't remember what he Googled or what he searched for, but I was like, I want to see a chick in a top hat. And then that came up, and I was like, well, I guess it's just meant to be. And made it my channel icon the next day.
Paul Gonzalez wants to know if you have any tips for getting over ranked anxiety.
Well, I mean, the most obvious one is just to play ranked. the more you play it, the less of a big deal it becomes. And understanding that your rank does not reflect you as a person, does not reflect you as an individual. You're not better or worse or someone because of your rank in Hero League. Like, no one gives a shit. But also just learning a few classes really well or a few characters in each of the classes can be very beneficial. Like, have 2 or 3 tanks you can fall back on, 2 or 3 sports, that kind of thing.
Hurley asks, what is the best skin in the game, and which hero has the best overall collection of skins?
Best skin in the game is Bikini Stitches.
Who has the best skins overall?
I don't know. I mean, that's totally subjective, right?
Yeah, what's your opinion?
I don't know. I would say, maybe Nova. I like Novas a lot.
Yeah, Nova has a lot of good skins.
Yeah, they're well-rounded.
Abigail Marie wants to know, how did we meet?
You tell it.
We met in World of Warcraft, and then, what, 8 years later, Paley bought a ticket to come.
Alright, I'm going to tell the story. It was a Tuesday night. It was raining outside. But that didn't matter, because the real action was happening in Karazhan. We were in a guild. We were doing a 10-man Karazhan run, and we had a new healer that night.
Me.
And that new healer sounded hot. Yeah, that's how we met.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Kyle wants to know, is there a game you wish you could do videos for, but either isn't watched by viewers or you don't think it would
Oh
be?
God, so many! Divinity Original Sin, the Enhanced Edition. I want to make videos for that, but it's so slow and not watchable. It's like 100% strategy driven. And like, it's like Dungeons and Dragons, where you have like basically a dice roll for how much damage you actually do. And I don't think that's consistently like exciting enough to watch. It's so slow paced. But there's that. There's like Super Meat Boy. If I wanted to play Super Meat Boy again, who the fuck is searching for Super Meat Boy 10 years after it came out? Nobody. And I don't know. There's a few things, but that's why the main goal of a YouTube channel is to have your shit be as personality driven as possible. Which is why I get frustrated sometimes that I can get, you know, pretty easy 60,000 views on a Heroes video consistently, and then I can upload something else and it gets like 10 to 20. It's really frustrating. Because I want people to watch from me, goddammit, so I can play other games.
Eternal asks, what's your go-to comfort food?
Oh. This is probably because we just had it, but hash brown casserole from Cracker Barrel. That shit's so...
Is that really your go-to comfort
It's
food?
not my go-to, but if...
Shit, I need to go to Cracker Barrel.
I'm just saying, if I had to make a list of like, if I could have comfort food right now, it would be hash brown casserole. My go-to comfort food is probably just like burritos, tacos, which I eat every day for also all of my nutrients.
And what do you do to decompress and relax after a lousy day?
That's the other hard part of being a streamer. I was thinking about this the other day. Day9 just made a great video about toxicity in video games and kind of how people process that. And it's like, some guy could have, you know, a 50-hour work week. He has 2 hours to himself a night, and he's spending those 2 hours in Dota, right? Mm-hmm. And that's how he's decompressing. And he gets stressed because that game, look at this motherfucker. Don't actually look at the motherfucker. But he gets stressed because his 2 hours of fun are being ruined by this noob over here. Just, you know, being terrible. Well, my whole job is being in that environment where people are terrible. You know, being in that environment where I'm playing a game that I really enjoy, but I need things to go relatively well. Otherwise, my livelihood is at stake. So it puts a whole nother set of stress on top of that. But starting from that video, like you play, Holly, you play Heroes to decompress sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah. Understandable.
So it's like a weird divide. Like, I play games to decompress. Don't get me wrong. Like, you and I, or me and Mucko, will play PlayerUnknown, and I think that's fun. But it's like certain games just don't do that for me. I don't know. I didn't really answer the question. But it's a whole new way of looking at, like, what is stress relief, because it's certainly not video games all the time.
My perspective, what you do to decompress, if you had like a really lousy day, you'll get somewhere low.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then go do stupid stuff somewhere. That's true too. Like, we'll have a few drinks and like get in a car and PlayerUnknown and just do jumps or something. Like something that isn't inherently what you're supposed to be doing as far as game design. Just dicking off in a corner.
Viscera cleanup detail.
Yeah, that game too. Just fucking clean up blood.
That game's like really relaxing.
It's just, yeah, I look for stuff to do that's out of my ordinary routine, I guess. That was a really long answer. I'm sorry.
Jacob Bailey asks, what do you aspire to be in the next 5 to 10 years?
First of all, we never addressed that I'm chewing gum all of a sudden. I want to address that really quick.
Go ahead.
Because we were going down a mountain quickly, and with my sinus problems, my ears have trouble equalizing. So all of a sudden it was like, oh God, I'm gonna die, give me the gum, give me the gum. So I have to chew gum to pop my ears. Kind of like the same thing in planes. When you're going down and your ears pop, mine don't do that very easily. So sorry if I'm being rude. What was the question?
What do you aspire to be in the next 5 to 10 years?
I mean, I just want to be a more successful version of what I'm doing right now, because I really enjoy what I'm doing right now. Some specifics of things I want to do, I was talking to Holly about this the other day. I want to join more affiliate programs and stuff for like products I'm really passionate about. So like for Jinx clothing that I wear all the time.
And you're wearing right now.
Yeah, and we're wearing right now. Get one of those codes, so if you guys want to wear Jinx clothing, you get a discount and I get a little bit of a cut. Just expanding in that kind of a sense. But I love my relationship with Blizzard. You know, Squadron got sponsored this year. That was an amazing thing for us. I really enjoy that. And just continuing to cultivate that relationship and grow on various verticals. How's that for a fucking corporate answer?
Lauren Wu asks, which 3 HOTS heroes in each of the support, warrior, assassin, and specialist classes are easiest for climbing Hero League?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We'll start with support.
Uther, Rhaegar, Brightwing.
What about Malfurion?
No, he's shit.
He's shit now?
Yeah, garbage.
Okay, what about warrior?
Varian, Anubarak, Diablo? No, Arthas.
Oh yeah.
Arthas.
Assassin?
Fuck, it doesn't matter. Genji. There you go, play Genji.
And Vala? No?
It depends on the person.
That's true.
Easiest to climb with? Vala's not easy.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. She's pretty squishy. Okay.
But yeah, Assassin's just, honestly, I think it's pure preference.
Masha Werner asks, to keep the momentum of your channel growth, what would be the best game for you to start playing next?
That's a more complicated question than you might think. To keep momentum going, you're incentivized to do exactly what you're doing right now. To expand, it's difficult because essentially I'm a trusted channel for Heroes of the Storm. So if someone searches for Heroes of the Storm, boom, search results, got it, I'm right there. For a while I was a trusted channel for Overwatch. Like I have my most viewed videos about Genji. Over 1 million views on this channel about Genji in Overwatch. So it's all about making content. It doesn't matter what the content is, but content that people just watch. And watch for long periods of time. And has a lot of interaction. Comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't really matter what kind of interaction. Just that people watch it and they like it. you know, figurative like, not actually hitting the button. And that can grow your channel however you want it to, but I don't know. It's a really odd balance. It's like you get punished in the gaming sphere for trying to branch out to other things, unless you're those gigantic YouTubers like Frankie P and 1080p or something, or, you know, someone along those lines, where people just flock to them for their content and their personality. So for keeping momentum up, hey, if you like me, watch my fucking videos! Okay.
Benjamin Kelso wants to know, he says, I know you've watched shows like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Would you be open to watch more anime? And if so, would you take suggestions?
Yes.
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 Sofa Humper wants to know, why did you leave your WoW guild?
So Holly wasn't going to ask this one.
Mostly because his name's Sofa Humper.
Yeah.
That was the main reason.
So I started the TGN Squadron Guild to play with viewers and to play with my friends. You know, Kai and Jeff and whoever else from Squadron wanted to be around and play. But I was also going through a hard time in my personal life at the time. And I was insanely busy with work at the time as well. So when my friends left and, you know, past relationships kind of came to a head, I just started dropping things like crazy, right? Because it was like I was doing the plate spinning and there was too many plates, so I took some out of the equation. I still feel bad about the WoW Guild because I know I got over 1,000 people excited to jump in and play, and I know some people transferred servers and everything. But yeah, I was just a little overwhelmed in my personal life, and I at the time was too proud to admit that and pass guild lead off to someone else. But I've grown as a person since then.
Sam Niemi wants to know, have you ever thought of selling your own line of hats?
Oh yeah. For sure, yeah. Because I'm super particular. I mean, I think you know that, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't like any beanie. It has to be the right beanie. We even did some test beanies in the Squadron store for a while, and I just didn't like them, so we didn't sell them. That's exactly what it came down to. They were like, yeah, we're gonna sell beanies because Paley Time wears a beanie all the time, and I was like, no, I don't like these beanies. We're not fucking selling these. Absolutely not. So I'm open to it. I just got to find the right manufacturer. That's all.
Josh Moore wants to know, now that Hengist has died, do you think he would be interested in coming on your channel and playing some HOTS for nostalgia?
I don't think Hengist is interested in anything right now, man. He's off on a vegan quest in the hills.
He's a monk now.
He's a monk now.
He's finding his tranquility.
Yeah, he even removed all of the videos on his channel. So I don't even know what he's up to, unfortunately.
Benjamin Espy wants to know, what's been the biggest influence on you, on who you are, and how can he be like you? Not a game streamer, a good person.
Look at adversity as a challenge and not an obstacle. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like something you want to bring yourself, something you want to make yourself better to overcome. And don't be a dick all the time, unless people deserve it. I don't know. Just don't be a dick. Tell your grandma that you love her.
That is the Paley way, telling your grandma you love her.
Keep good people close and ignore other people.
Batov wants to know, have you ever kissed a guy on the lips?
No.
What?
But I kissed him on the neck once.
What the hell? Cans wants to know, has any hero changed so much since launch to the point that you no longer like them? Also, why no more Diva?
Malfurion. It's a good example. I mean, I think Malfurion's okay, but I don't like him anywhere near as much as like Healer Malfurion. I'm sure there's another example, but that one just, that was the first one that came to my mind.
And why no more Diva?
I don't like it.
Crenny asks, Oi Paley, do you listen to K-pop? And if so...
Well, first of all, it's Oi!
Oi.
Oi! Alright, sorry, continue.
And which group artist is your favorite?
I don't listen to K-pop.
Okay, that defeats me. Oscar wants to know which is the most MacGyver-y solution in your setup.
So I needed sound. I have 2 computers. I needed a way to edit or to take voice off of one computer and remove it from a recording, while also being able to hear sound from one PC and sound from the game that's running. So I ended up buying a ton of different like mixers and setups and splitters and all this shit until I have my current setup, which is taking a bunch of stereo inputs, and now I can adjust each one individually. But I went through like 6 or 7 different products before I kind of found what I have now. But the problem was that it had static in it, because it was a ton of electricity being fed into that thing. So I had to get adapters first of all to make them the stereo jack rather than the 2 individual little things. And then I have those adapters hooked up to ground loop isolators on each thing. One of them runs into my monitor, which is where the video game sound comes from. Then one goes into my gaming computer, where I can get Discord sound and stuff to not appear in a video. And then the other one goes to my stream PC, where I get Discord that I want to show up on stream. It was an experience to set up for sure.
Minar Ahmed wants to know, if one morning you wake up and see that you have become Moonfaraz, what's the first thing you do?
I guess be a responsible dad, right?
Is he a dad yet?
Soon.
Soon, so...
Like 2 weeks or something.
I guess you can still be a responsible dad.
Yeah, just go be a responsible dad.
He also did #menweras. Is that different?
He changed his name. What? He keeps changing his battle tag.
That's what it is?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Revenger5 wants to know, do you intentionally upload more of your victories than your defeats, or do you just happen to have what seems like a 70% quick match win rate?
My quick match win rate is about 64%. What I typically do is, I think it's about that high. I'll play a game to warm up and get used to the character that I'm about to do a video on, and then I get comfortable with that and jump into a game that I actually record. I don't record all day usually because my voice can't handle it. So typically I don't pick and choose too much, but I do like it when games are competitive. But I don't just upload victories or anything.
Dennis wants to know, would you mind doing a house tour if everything is moved and ready?
That's up to you.
That's a good point. Maybe.
Maybe.
Montgomery Smith wants to know, what drives you to be the best you?
2 miles and continue on I-77
Should I do that
north.
again?
Thank you, Sandra. What drives me to be the best me?
Yes. Your grandma.
Well, yeah, my family. I want to make my family proud. But, I mean, I don't know. I like to think I make the world a little bit better of a place, and I like that. I do a lot of charity work for kids. Well, I don't do a lot. I do it once a year, but I have a big impact on that day. And I like that. I like to think that I, in my own way, show people how to deal with problems and overcome them. Being someone that's...
Left after one.
Shut up, Sandra!
I-77 north.
Being someone that had a shit ton of medical problems and stuff, and is now a functioning adult, and I talk about that every now and then. So just continuing to try to be a good example for onlookers is what drives me, I guess.
Okay, it's back on.
And I have a hot girlfriend.
All right, sure. Sure you do. Buttonjam wants to know, you've mentioned that you used to play League of Legends a couple times. What was your favorite role and who was your favorite champ?
I played any role.
Next left.
Skarner or Udyr in the jungle. Blitzcrank in the bottom lane. Also Blitzcrank in the jungle, that was fun. Tryndamere top.
After 61 miles and continue on I-77 north.
Katarina in the middle lane. Fucking love Katarina. Oh my god. there's still a reaction that just happens to my body when I see Katarina. You might have to be jealous, Holly. That might be the first time you're jealous.
I don't think I can compete with Katarina.
God, Katarina, man. And then Twitch ADC. Fucking love Twitch. When they changed his model, and he went from a really fat rat. You remember Fat Rat Twitch, right?
Yeah.
He's a little skinny thing now.
Why?
I don't know. I hate it. I hate it.
ExJuicyRepo wants to know, what do you think of the Heroes community today compared to when it first came out?
It's bigger. I think that the esports scene has come a long way from what it was.
True.
I think the community gets on bandwagons now a little bit more than they did before. About not in a negative sense, but like a small little problem can be jumped on and blown completely out of proportion. You know what I mean? Like, is Tyrande being a sustained character and not a support really that big of a deal? Then all of a sudden it was all anyone was talking about. She's not a real support. We hate her. Delete her from the game. It's like, does it really matter at the end of the day? I don't really think so. But I think the community is definitely in a better place than it was before. And specifically the esports side of things are miles ahead of where I thought it would be.
Andrew wants to know, why do you always record quick matches? Why not try some dank builds on Hero League, baby?
Because people take Hero League way too serious, and I don't enjoy it. Like, it's okay trying hard, and I do get in moods where I want to do Hero League, but it's like, if you break out from the norm at all, people just like, you're the problem! You're what's wrong with the world, and I hate you! Just because I wanted to play Chromie or something. So I just avoid that. And usually I go, I want to play Stitches today with this specific build. And it's a lot easier to do that in Quick Match than it is in Unranked Draft or in Hero League, because it doesn't matter what people pick in Quick Match. I can play whatever I want.
A couple people have asked you if you have any plans to come to Australia.
Yeah, you got those Hengist cons?
We were just talking about that, coming for the Hengist cons.
I'd go for a Hengist con. You got any more of those Hengist cons?
We're a little hard up on Hengist con.
I'm in the market.
Renan wants to know, if you could shapeshift into any animal, which would you choose and why?
A bald eagle.
Why?
I can fly. Instead of walking. Pretty much eat whatever the fuck I want. And I'm a nationally protected bird, so no one's gonna hunt me. At least they shouldn't.
Yeah. And you're majestic.
And I'm majestic as fuck. And like when people see a bald eagle, they're like, "Oh shit, it's a bald eagle! Fly! Look at that! Look at stop the car!" That could be me. Although I would like to be something that could swim alternatively, like maybe an otter.
Oh.
Because they're cute and they just lay on their backs and they hold hands. Oh, will you be an otter with me? Can we hold hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
David Ahmad wants to know, with you and me moving in, are we going to see more on YouTube and your streams of us playing together? Or what is the idea?
What's the idea? I mean, that's up to you. If you want to be involved more, then absolutely. But people have to understand that you have work commitments, and sometimes you won't, like, YouTube's not your job. You don't have to do it. So, like, if you want to go to bed, you'll go to bed.
Yeah, it can't be regular.
Yeah. But yeah, every now and then I think it'd be fun.
I think bringing Mookow in would be even better. He's so funny. Our friend Mookow, he was in a couple of your videos.
Yeah. A while ago.
He's the true star that people are missing out on. Chris Farmer wants to know, #1 favorite meal you've had of all time?
Beef Wellington? I don't know if that was my #1 actually. It was good. My favorite meal I've ever had was sitting next to Dustin Browder. in Vegas and just shooting up the shit with him. Or it was when I sat next to KAO, one of the producers, and drank an exorbitant amount of wine. Just being able to interact with people that you respect, like they're normal people and not someone on a pedestal, is fun. And I enjoy those the most.
Casey Crowther asks, what do you consider your biggest success to be?
I have a hot girlfriend.
That's not your biggest success.
Yeah, that was a joke. I'm extremely proud of the amount of money that I've helped raise for charity with the community. Extremely proud of that. This last year for Extra Life, did I tell you that my stream alone was over half of what Orlando raised?
Yeah.
More like 60% of what Orlando raised was just in our stream. And that feels fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I'm most proud of. Is that I could really gather people around a cause that I'm passionate about.
Ryan wants to know how tall you are.
6 foot.
Yep. It's true.
That's a great question.
Kevin wants to know, what was your childhood like? And was it fun or was it something else?
I was, when I was 13, that's when I got really sick. And I went through 6 sinus surgeries between the age of 15 and 20. And then I had a brain surgery at 21. So, it had its moments where it was just terrible. Just awful. I spent a lot of time at home playing video games though. Like we were talking about that yesterday on the drive.
Yeah.
That's what got me into MMOs. I just had more time on my hands than I knew what to do with, so I would play like EverQuest Online Adventures or EverQuest 2 or Final Fantasy 11 like all night and all day when I was recovering from surgeries. Prior to that, I had a pretty normal upbringing. I played basketball in school. I was in marching band after that. Played tenor saxophone, you know, pretty normal shit. So a little bit of A, a little bit of B, I guess.
Okay.
So Holly is the one who picked all the questions for this video, so if we didn't answer yours, be sure to tweet at AuraHolly and let her know that you hate her. Thank you all. Oh, it's raining again. Good. At least we're moving in traffic. I like that. Thank you all for the support over the years. We want to do more Q&As like this in the future. We just have to find the right time and the right milestone to do it again. But I enjoyed this. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
I hope the camera was steady, because if it wasn't, that's all we're going to hear in the comments.
Blame me. My fault.
Alright everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for the questions. And we'll be in Ohio in another 5 fucking hours!